I've transcribed and re-recorded this intro to ease you into the slightly rougher audio quality of the first half of this podcast. That'll all make sense in 45 seconds. Okay, here's an idea. I'm going to start recording these podcasts while I'm walking my dogs, so I don't forget any of my great ideas. I've been so nervous to start this podcast, blog, Patreon page, and this whole entirely new artistic direction I'm taking in my career, performing more original shows, writing and recording, and trying to supplement the income I used to make at cover gigs with more original content. But I've been so nervous I haven't been able to start. I haven't been able to press record on my phone or on the laptop, and I couldn't make myself play these songs at gigs. I couldn't even get my hands or the guitar to start this journey. I felt paralyzed with fear, shame, excitement, and then I found this $10 bill again, and it reminded me that we're all in this together to support each other, take care of each other, and connect vulnerably. Bam! The AC show is back.
It's the Andrew Christopher Show with Andrew Christopher, your host. It's the Andrew Christopher Show, but really we call it the AC Show. Yeah, we really call it the AC Show. Really call it the AC Show. It's the AC Show. It's the AC Show with AC, your host. Check it out.
So I'm going to start with that story of this $10 bill. I was out walking my dogs. 90% of stories you hear on this podcast are going to start with that sentence. I was out walking my dogs, where I do a lot of my deep thinking, songwriting even, meditations. And I was thinking of this idea of what we do in our lives to deserve good fortune. There had been a few things come up where people I care about were kind of questioning. It felt like they were questioning what I deserve in life. I have been very fortunate in my life. I've also been very, very unfortunate. That might be an entirely different conversation to get into. Who decides who gets those good fortunes and bad fortunes? That's exactly the conversation I'm trying to have right now. I was thinking about this. What do we do in life to deserve good fortune? And I can give a little anecdote in the last couple months even of my life. Things I've done, ways I've helped people, and the good fortune I've received back from that. And this brings up the question, well, what do you consider good fortune? And it's brought me a lot of good feelings, I'll tell you that much. Not a lot of money. But I've been very fortunate in those interactions with people and my work and my family and myself. So I was thinking about this, what we do to deserve good fortune. And, there's lots of beliefs out there that would tell you it is directly related to who you are and what you do as a person. No matter what you believe, I think it's a great thought exercise to say, what do I do in my life to deserve good fortune? It's a good idea to think about what good fortunes you have. You might think, I'm not doing so hot right now. But I guarantee you, if you're listening to this, you are, living somebody's dream life. And I'm sorry if that's hard to hear if you are struggling. I'm here for you, and I hope you find the message in here. to be clear that it's just a thought experiment. We all do have good fortunes in our life. And I think it's important we ask ourselves what we do to deserve that good fortune. So as I'm mulling this over in my brain, I first pass a young boy, 14 years old, somewhere around there, that lives just up the hill from us. And he starts running out of his driveway, going for a run up the hill. And I've got Gordon, Nancy with me. Nancy's a bit standoffish sometimes. So I say to him, hey, how's it going? He said, good, how are you doing? I said, I'm doing well, thanks. And I'm just saying hi to make sure Nancy knows that it's okay, so she doesn't get nervous. And he says, okay, no problem. Keeps running. He says, have a good day. I just figure I'd ask him, hey, are you training for hockey or basketball or something? He says, no, I'm just being homeschooled. And so I go for runs up here. I said, wow, that's awesome. It's a beautiful day for it. He says, yes, it's so great up here. He goes on his way. I just thought what a well-spoken, nice interaction it was with a young man, someone part of the next generation. It's a very positive and uplifting connection that I got to have thanks to him. And so I'm walking along still, and again, just getting back to this good fortune idea, and bam, $10 bill. And you might think, oh, great story. This is not even the start of it. $10 bill on the ground. I go, okay, it's in the middle of all these properties. It could have been that kid's. And he's come back since then. He's passed me and gone back to his house. Then I find this $10 bill. So I think, I guess it could have been his. I'm quite a ways up there already now, though. So I think, okay, I'm gonna leave it somewhere there. How could I do that? Could I write a note or something? So I think about leaving it at his gate that I saw him come out of for being such a good guy, and because it was maybe his. I get lost in thought. Do not do that. That comes later in the story. But so I'm thinking about this thing. What do we do to deserve good fortune? And then I find this $10 bill, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty fortunate. And it makes me think of all the things that I'm grateful for in my life, that I've had the good fortune to experience and to have. And when I say to have, it's to be able to share with you guys. And so I come back down the hill and forget to drop it off there. As I'm getting to my place, I think, oh man, I forgot to give that money to this kid. And pops into my head that, I'll keep it. I'll keep it in my bar. And then next time, if our families cross paths, or if I remember and I'm walking up there, maybe drop it in the mail. And I thought, no, it's probably never going to happen. So I think, I'll keep it as a reminder of my good fortune. So every time I see this $10 bill, I think of all the things I'm grateful for. Another great practice if you don't often do that in your daily lives. And so I'm walking home, get in the door, and I go into the bar, empty out my pockets, walk out of the bar, think to myself, hey, wait, where's that $10 bill? Go back in the bar, look through the stuff I've emptied from my pockets. I've got usually my AirPods there by this time, and my phone, sometimes a lighter and a doobie, and sometimes my walking gloves when it starts getting cold. I wear walking gloves from Waddington's mountain supply store, Mount Waddington's outdoor store. And they're great. I've been having a few problems with my wrist, and so I'm just trying to think, maybe I should keep it warmer when I go on these cold walks. So, keeping it warmer. Thank you, Mount Waddington's. So I put all this stuff on the counter, and and look through it and no $10 bill. And so I chuckle, think to myself, oh, well, I hope it fell out. I hope it fell out right by that young man's gate, and that he finds it, and he gets to experience that good fortune. Now this is where it gets even crazier. Today, I am out walking my dogs, trying to clear my head to figure out what I'm going to say on my first podcast. And don't get me wrong, I have 100 ideas written down. Blogs started, podcast topics started, song ideas. And I will get through them. But as I said, I could not start. This walk started off amazing today. I met our new neighbors that moved in 6 months ago. And we hadn't got to meet yet. They moved in just up the hill. Because, I mean, when I say neighbors here, I mean it's a 500-yard walk straight uphill to get to their house. So we hadn't crossed paths yet. We knew the kids went on the bus together. And that was about it. At the beginning of my walk today, I finally got to chat with them. And they're a lovely couple. And it was nice to have that interaction finally. And so if you hear this, hope to see you guys again soon. I continue on my walk. Actually, no, I almost think about not walking because I spent, a lovely 15 minutes talking to these people, and then Phoebe had found me up there, so if I was going to continue my walk, I would have to walk Phoebe back to our house. Because I walk with Gordon and Nancy, our two big dogs, but adding the third little tiny one in Phoebe to the walk is a bit much for me. I am no trained professional dog walker. I have to bring Phoebe back down, and that makes me think maybe I will have to just end this walk. It was already getting pretty late in the day, and I had a lot on my to-do list. So I walk Phoebe back down, and I think, no, I'm going to keep going. Good start to it. Let's keep the good vibes rolling. So I get Phoebe inside. Jamie calls me. Hey, what happened? Why is Phoebe in here? And I said, well, she was following me. Got to talk to the nice neighbors. I'm still going to go walk. Okay, bye. Love you. Hang up the phone there. And I get to my spot. Hit go on my stopwatch that I sometimes use to see how long it takes me to get to the
part 1
the T
of the introduction to the new AC show. This begins part 2 of the introduction to the new AC show. I hope you guys appreciate the candidness of that first part there. I'm going to jump right back into the story now that I am home and recording on proper equipment. So I start my stopwatch, as I do quite often when I'm starting my walks, to see how long it takes me to get up to the top at the T in the road. So I've checked my stopwatch, started it, take off with the dogs, all jacked up from this first experience with the new neighbors, who I think I might even invite over for coffee as soon as I'm done recording here. See if they want to come meet Jamie. Would that be weird too soon? Well, that's me. So, stopwatch going. I'm hiking up the hill. I'm feeling pretty energized. The dogs are, they're with me. They're feeling good. I'm listening to the incredible Alan Watts in my earbuds. So I always listen to something going up the hill just to get me there. So if I want to get a good workout in, maybe listening to Alan Watts wouldn't be what you pick to work out to. But hey, sometimes it works for me. I'm not looking to break records here, just stay in the zone, and he definitely helps me do that. So listening to these great messages on the Waking Up app, which I use quite frequently, and I get to the spot where I know I'm going to turn around. I check my stopwatch and realize that it wasn't timing me, and not for 1 second did I go, son of a bitch, I think I worked with, I would want to know what time I got. I was pretty proud of myself. I simply chuckled and said, "Oh, it didn't start." It felt pretty good. Oh, actually, I took it easy at the end. Maybe my time wouldn't have been that good. I did work pretty hard at the beginning. It could have been a good time. Oh well, let's move on. Life goes on. Not that important. So then I figure I'm going to turn around and head home, go see Jamie. Coincidentally, I did not really go see Jamie. She was still on a call, but I had this idea on the way home to come and do this first podcast, get it out there, say something, which I hope I've said something, something digestible in the first bit of ranting here so far. To continue the story. That's it for the preview. If you want to hear more, go to patreon.com/Andrew Christopher.
We call it the AC Show. Yeah, we really call it the AC Show. Really call it the AC Show. It's the AC Show. It's the AC Show with AC, your host. Check it out.